All right, thank you very much. Time for our Monday Morning Quarterbacks segment. And on deck today, Senator Tim Scott announcing last night he is out of the 2024 Republican presidential campaign, shocking some of his own staff with a rather abrupt departure from the race. Balance of power set to change once again after Senator Manchin announced he won't seek re-election. And we have more news just developing from Virginia this morning as well. So let's welcome today's guest panelist, Fox 5 contributor and Democratic strategist Kevin Walling, and Republican strategist Chris Johnson. Thanks, guys, for coming in today.
Good morning, Steve. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us. So our guests that we had last week, when we said, who's going to be the next one to drop out? They said, well, you know, our money's on Tim Scott. It happened, the announcement rather abrupt. Some of his own staffers apparently caught off guard. What do you make of this? Was it just a matter of time when it came to him? We'll start with you, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be the non-Trump candidate, that lane is pretty thin, right? And so when you're having this broad set of candidates who are all trying to stick in that lane while being pro-Trump on the issues, while trying to create a contrast, Tim Scott did a really good job of that. I really love that he's a staunch pro-life supporter on these issues, but you got to winnow the field somewhere, and unfortunately, he was the guy that had to drop out.
Are Democrats still watching all of the candidates who are currently debating, or are they kind of keeping an eye just on the former president right now?
I mean, this Democrat is, because he works in politics. I don't know if many Democrats are actually watching those debates, but listen, you know, Tim Scott's a good guy. I think he struggled to get into that third debate, to your point, Steve. So it was likely that he was going to be the next one to drop out. Put a lot of focus on Iowa. That lane just wasn't there for him. But we'll see what happens in the next debate in December.
So, okay, so you said you're going to be keeping a close eye on it. Who else are you watching? Do you see any more movement among the candidates who are not named Donald Trump?
Yeah, so now, I mean, it's a question between Nikki Haley and Governor DeSantis, and we're seeing that kind of dynamic play out. We're seeing almost a repeat of 2016 with these two. They're running ads against one another instead of actually taking on the front runner, which is Donald Trump. So they got to go through Donald Trump first if they want to take on Joe Biden. So we're seeing that same dynamic play out between Marco Rubio, Chris Christie from just 8 years ago, and we'll see if that actually plays out for them.
And as far as, you know, those who are looking at the campaigns from the GOP side of things, do you just kind of look at it like, you guys, okay, fight amongst yourselves, and what we're really going to back President Trump here? Or how are things working out behind the scenes?
I think most people are assuming that President Trump's going to be the nominee. I think that's a pretty decent bet at this point. But there are a lot of folks who are focused on a wide range of issues who want to see an alternative because they feel like that Trump was the guy for the moment, like Nikki Haley was talking about. But times have changed. The Biden administration has changed the environment we are in politically and policy-wise. So we need some new blood. Younger conservatives like me especially would love somebody at least within a generation of us and not 3 or 4. So it's really, the assumption is that it's going to be Trump, and we're operating that way, but we're looking forward to a healthy debate going forward.
All right, let's go from the White House to Capitol Hill right now. We've seen some changes. Obviously, Joe Manchin, he's been working with both sides really over the years, but it doesn't look like another Democrat can come out of West Virginia right now from the Senate. And then we got news this morning on the House side of things. Abigail Spanberger, of course, representing Virginia for a couple of terms now. She is not going to seek re-election in Congress. She's going to make a run at Virginia governor. But that's a seat in that 7th district that has been very, very tight the last few elections. So how are we looking right now?
Well, Steve, that seat in Virginia, to your point, is a bellwether seat. It's going to be toughly fought. Obviously, Democrats aren't super hopeful about West Virginia. Our bench is not very long, just in terms of folks coming up. So certainly, it's problematic for Democratic control of the Senate. I'm much more hopeful in the House. We've got some pickup opportunities, not just in Virginia in terms of holding those seats, but we've got some opportunities in New York and California and things like that. So my bet is, Democrats are likely to lose the Senate just because we're playing on more defense, especially with Joe Manchin. And I think we're actually going to pick up the House come 2024 based on, redistricting and some of those key races.
Yeah, you're looking like you're not completely in agreement with that from your viewpoint. But it's interesting, too, and especially when you look at the Virginia dynamic, right? Didn't do so well in the in-state races. Maybe that changes by the time the next election comes up for the U.S. seats.
Yeah, I mean, there's a different environment a year from now that we can't predict. But I know in the suburbs, that a lot of parents are concerned about the way things are being run. Spanberger's in a purple district with a lot of suburban parents who are thinking about those kinds of issues. It really depends who runs. And so if you have a Republican running that is taking these issues seriously, not necessarily scaring off people like my mom and doing things that she calls mean, then we have a real shot to flip that seat. And I think that's true of a lot of districts across the country.
All right, I want to ask both of you real quick before I let you go. And you're mentioning the younger generation. What is it that you're looking for right now? Because I mean, the way that the presidential election is set up right now, clearly we have two older candidates, right, that are the front runners. What are you looking for as a younger voter?
Well, I think the assumption is that with younger voters that we want them to moderate, that we want them to move to the center, especially among younger Republicans, right? We don't necessarily want that. We just want them to take these issues seriously the way that we see them. As like, you know, the abortion issue is getting blamed for a lot of the elections last week. I'm from Ohio, so I get why. But we want somebody who's going to go on offense on these issues and make the pro-life case the way that we understand. I've got a 6-month-old at home, so I'm personally invested in this. But I'd love to see talking about child family allowances. Mitt Romney talks about that regularly. Talking about issues of family creation and protecting women and families, not making this about just the abortion issue.
We got to go, but can Democrats work toward the center as well, or do you see them working toward the
Certainly,
center?
I mean, and that's what Joe Biden is known for. And we saw 2 years of great bipartisan work on guns, on climate, on energy security, and I think that's, you know, something he's really focusing on.
All right, hope to have you guys both back soon. Thanks very much. I know
Thanks,
we'll see
Steve.
you again soon. Chris, hope to see you as well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.